Tonight, take a deep breath. Now imagine that same breath killing almost everything alive. It sounds impossible, but for most of Earth's history, oxygen was not a gift. It was a catastrophe. Around 2.4 billion years ago, our planet looked nothing like it does now. The oceans were dark and strange. The skies were hazy and orange. There were no animals, no trees, no insects, not even a single blade of grass. Life existed only as tiny microorganisms, and almost all of them lived in a world without oxygen. To those ancient organisms, oxygen was poison. It destroyed delicate cellular machinery. It reacted violently with important molecules. For hundreds of millions of years, life avoided it. Then everything changed. Somewhere in the shallow oceans, a new kind of microbe evolved. Today we call them cyanobacteria. They discovered something revolutionary. They learned how to use sunlight for energy. Using water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide, they created food. But they also produced a waste product. That waste product was oxygen. At first, it seemed harmless. The oceans absorbed most of it. Iron dissolved in seawater captured it. The oxygen reacted with the iron. Massive quantities of rust formed beneath the oceans. Even today, geologists find these ancient layers. They are called banded iron formations. They are among the oldest records of this event. For millions of years, oxygen kept pouring into the seas. The oceans kept absorbing it. But eventually, the iron ran out, and that changed everything. Suddenly, oxygen began escaping into the atmosphere. The sky itself started to transform. Oxygen levels slowly climbed. To us, that sounds like good news. But to the organisms living at the time, it was a disaster. Imagine poison filling every corner of your world. Imagine nowhere left to hide. That is what happened. Scientists call this event the Great Oxidation event. It was one of the most important turning points in Earth's history, and one of the deadliest. Many ancient microbes could not survive exposure to oxygen. Entire ecosystems collapsed. Countless species disappeared forever. Some researchers describe it as Earth's first mass extinction. The evidence is written into ancient rocks. The victims left almost no fossils, but the chemical fingerprints remain. Why would a gas become so deadly? The answer lies in chemistry. Oxygen is extremely reactive. It steals the electrons from other molecules. Inside cells, that can cause enormous damage. Proteins break apart. DNA becomes unstable. Cell membranes deteriorate. For organisms that evolved without oxygen, the effects were devastating. Yet life did not disappear. Some organisms adapted. They evolved ways to survive oxygen. Then they evolved ways to use it. And that changed everything again. Using oxygen allowed cells to release far more energy from food. Scientists estimate that aerobic respiration produces many times more usable energy than older methods. Suddenly, life had access to a powerful new tool. More energy meant greater complexity. Greater complexity meant new possibilities. Could this poisonous gas become life's greatest advantage? The answer was yes. Over hundreds of millions of years, oxygen levels continued to rise. New forms of life emerged. Cells became larger. Some cells merged together. Complex organisms slowly appeared. The stage was being built for every plant and animal that would ever exist, including you. But oxygen's influence did not stop there. It may have changed the climate of the entire planet. Before oxygen became common, methane filled much of the atmosphere. Methane is a powerful greenhouse gas. Oxygen reacted with it. As methane levels fell, Earth may have cooled dramatically. Some scientists believe this contributed to enormous ice ages. There is evidence that glaciers reached regions near the equator. Imagine a frozen world stretching across vast distances, a world transformed by microscopic organisms. Tiny bacteria may have altered the fate of an entire planet. Few events in history can match that scale, and yet most people have never heard of it. In the 1960s, researchers began assembling pieces of this story. Scientists such as Preston Cloud helped connect geological evidence with biological change. Later discoveries strengthened the case. Rock layers, chemical signatures, ancient fossils. Each clue pointed to the same conclusion. Life had accidentally changed the atmosphere. Then the atmosphere changed life. The relationship continues today. Every breath you take depends on processes that began billions of years ago. The oxygen entering your lungs was once a deadly pollutant. The gas powering your brain was once an ecological weapon. Without it, complex life might never have evolved. But when oxygen first appeared, survival was anything but guaranteed. Earth almost became unrecognizable. Entire branches of life vanish,